Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, none other, Saheem the Dream. Welcoming in my guests. Before I welcome in my guests, Sean Keys, and we have Anthony Cobbs who's going to be joining us today. If you guys are catching us live on Facebook, please give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what city you're coming from. Also, if you guys are catching us live on Facebook, drop a comment in the comment section below. Give us a subscribe as we talk wrestling and as we get into these topics. Let me introduce my host.
The cult of personality.
Sean Keys.
Of personality, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all see it. Hold on. Woo.
Yes, sir. Sean Keys in the house. I'm waiting for Anthony Cobb to join us. Before we even, I'm gonna. Sean Schaefer is here. What's up, Sean? Thank you for joining us. So, before we even start talking, I'm just gonna show this clip. Ethan was so kind enough to share this clip.
It was funny.
It was. I was like,
I ain't even gonna lie.
In this match, yo. But then when Ethan sent the clip again, I watched it. I was like, yo, he's like, yo, she really punched it. Like,
yeah, she did. Like that whole joint, like she landed like right here.
Yeah, on the neck. Yeah, I was like, yo, she wild. All right, so what we're talking about is Nia Jax and Flair's shoot on Raw. I'm going to pull up the video clip real quick. Just give me 1 second. Gonna pull it up. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. It's not it. I'm gonna pull the video clip and Flair's shoot on Raw. Did you?
So basically, it's echoing.
Yeah.
Because you're live.
Yeah, I know. All right. All right. This is what I'll do. I'll pull it up on Facebook. Let me get this clip real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's take it. All right. On Raw. Want to.
That's what the echo is.
Okay.
I'll rip it and send it to you.
All right. I'm gonna have the file sent to me because it's not coming up. But before I have this file sent to me, let's talk about what happened on Raw. So Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair got into a shoot yesterday. They were very agitated. They were a little agitated with each other. I don't even know when it happened. I mean, I was kind of like watching it and then just seeing, Charlotte and Nia kind of go back and forth, and they were just like pushing each other. And then all of a sudden, Nia got frustrated, picked up Charlotte Flair, slammed on the neck. And Charlotte Flair got back up. They started, mushing each other. And then Charlotte Flair like kind of got aggressive, like she could take Nia. Nia had to let her know, like, yo, I'm a bigger girl. And she held up against the ropes, like, yo.
When they were going like that, Nia those were closed fists, and she was like, you could see Charlotte's head like really snap, like she was really like,
throwing them bows, man. She's throwing them punches, man. She's really hitting her with some with gave her like a little 2-piece real quick, man.
But I told you, I personally like, and we talked about it in the group. Like, I like when that backstage beef comes on camera.
Right.
Because it's like, all right, cool, we're wrestling each other. We're not supposed to like each other.
Yeah.
And that heat just, I mean, sometimes like we saw last night, it was a little, it went a little too far.
Right.
But it makes for great TV.
Yeah, it does. Those feuds definitely pour out into the ring, and we definitely get more passionate matches out of the performers. Like we talked about in the group, matches such as Bret Hart and Shawn, The Rock and Triple H, who else? Matt and Edge. So we definitely get a lot of passionate matches. All right, I got the clip. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Hold on a second, because I want you guys to see it. Yeah, let me see. All right, I should be able to pull it up now. Okay. All right, let me just pause it real quick. Okay. Now I'm going to share with you guys. All right. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, so this happened yesterday. I'm going to rewind the clip. Let me rewind it real quick so we can start from where Charlotte got tossed on her neck, on her back. Oh, man, this is ridiculous.
That slap was real, bro. She was. I don't think that was not part of the what they talked about before the match.
Yeah, definitely not. They didn't discuss that. She did not discuss getting slapped or punched in the face. See, there you go. Close fist. Boom. There you go.
Yeah, bro. You can tell by the way her head rocked when she did it. Like she really was like hitting her.
Right. And you see Charlotte like showing that resistance. Like, nah, I ain't gonna let you pull me up. Like, I ain't gonna let you.
Even that part right there, like that was weird. The whole running to the rope, and then she kind of like walked and jumped in her arms.
Right. Because then at that point, Charlotte realized, like, all right, we got to finish this match because we looking crazy out here. And then, Nia kind of snapped out of it too. Like, all right, we looking crazy out here. We got to finish this match and, let it continue. But that's why I call Nia Botchamania, because Nia is always known for these type of situations, man. Like, when she broke Becky's nose, I mean, that was ridiculous.
But that's the first time I think I've ever seen her or Charlotte go off script like that, from what I can remember.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen, Charlotte go off script. But we, this ain't the first time we've seen Nia go off script. Yeah. Which is the bad part. I mean, again, like, when Ethan sent the clip, I was just like, that's good. That's a good piece of media to show and discuss. Like, again, Nia Jax's botchable moments. All the time. I mean, hey, man, like Nia, listen, I think I was a big fan of Nia. I was definitely going for Nia and rooting for Nia in the beginning as a performer. But as time went on and I began to see how she injured all these wrestlers. There was so many wrestlers she injured. I had a list of them, geez.
Between her and Seth Rollins, man.
Her and Seth Rollins, right. But her list is longer.
Seth is at least calmed down.
Yes, Seth, has more control. Absolutely. He does have more control.
I think Nia still, and it's crazy, but I think she's still learning how to work with her size. And it's crazy that it's taking her this long, but I think she doesn't know her own strength sometimes.
Right.
And you have to, especially when you're a bigger wrestler, and I've seen like Kevin Nash and Big Show and them talk about this, as much as they liked working with with the smaller wrestlers, they also like knew like you have to know how to work. It's like ballet, it's dancing.
Right. That's true. You got to know how to be graceful. You got to know when to, do certain things at certain times, man, because you don't want to hurt the performers.
Right.
And it's crazy, man. It's like, she out here again injuring. But I mean, you know what? But I think that she should at this point in time have a little bit more control.
Yeah.
I would expect her to have more control, and the fact that she doesn't have more control, you know what I'm saying, is sad. The sad part, you know what I'm saying. But that's crazy to me. That was just crazy. I thought it was funny. I just wonder if she's gonna get heat behind it, because I didn't read in the article that mention her getting any heat behind her doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. They probably said something to both of them backstage when they got back to the gorilla, but I mean, I'm sure they both got chewed out. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Vince is definitely pissed about that one. 100%. Before we get into the topic, I know you and Ant want to definitely talk about. Let's just talk about this one right here. I have another video clip. Jay posted in the group. He said he wanted to talk about it. CM Punk on why he chose AEW. He posted up in Jobbers.
I'm just interested to know why you chose to go to AEW. Not
get it up. I'm sorry about that.
I gotta send you that full podcast with him and Tony.
Tony Khan, when he was doing a press conference.
No, it was a podcast they did right at kind of a podcast. It was a lot of interviews, like reporters talking to them. It was after Rampage, the Nike debut. But
okay.
I mean, basically what he said in that clip is what he said that night too, and he said it really. I don't even think WWE had a chance, to be honest. From hearing how he talks, not even about his past experience there. Just what he saw going forward, I don't even think they had a chance as far as signing him.
All right, so I'm gonna play this clip. After I play this clip, I definitely want to get into this. I feel like this clip is going to be good to transition into not transition, but to after playing this clip, go into the next topic so we can talk about it in the full scope. I'm gonna play this clip. All right.
I'm just interested to know why you chose to go to AEW, not to return to WWE, and the main difference that you've already seen working for this new company.
It kind of helped breathe life back into my love of professional wrestling. I see this young upstart company that's full of what I call like punk rock youthful exuberance, right? Rough around the edges, but just so eager to learn and soak up everything they possibly can. And it's new and it's exciting. And one of the big things that turned me on to them and made me consider going there was, unfortunately the wrestling world lost Brody Lee last November or last December, I'm sorry, but his sickness and everything that came with it was known in the company, but they kept it so secret. And wrestlers will always tell you that, the boys, we're a big family and we care about each other, the wrestling business. And none of that is entirely true. But to see everyone in the company band together just to keep a secret about somebody's health, I was blown away by that. I was blown away that it wasn't plastered all over, every single website. And it was just kept secret. And that made me go, there's something in that locker room.
Shots fired. Because they definitely kind of mentioning, that was a little shady. That was a little shady because
think so?
Yeah, I definitely think it was definitely shady. Before we even talk about it, let's talk about it. I think that was shady because when Roman was definitely sick of leukemia, he wanted to come out and talk about it, we don't know what actually transpired backstage as far as what Roman wanted to do as far as announcing his health. You know what I'm saying? So him coming out and saying he was re-diagnosed with leukemia, or he's been battling leukemia, could have been his choice, could have been his personal preference. And the fact that he's saying that AEW, the AEW, they didn't broadcast his personal health issues, and plaster it. I mean, it's a good thing that they didn't plaster it.
Yeah, I respect it because it's just like with what's his name? Black Panther.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, Chadwick was the same way. He kept it with his team, his family. They said it was like a small circle that knew he was sick, and he was still doing movies the entire time, and nobody could even tell or even knew how sick he was when he was doing Black Panther and all the Marvel movies and the last few movies he did before he passed. Right. Just like when Brody passed, I was shocked because I didn't know. I knew he hadn't been on TV in a while.
Yeah.
and nothing was said about him being injured. That was the thing that was kind of weird because usually like the way AEW moves, you kind of know when somebody's injured.
Okay.
Especially like, a tag like with Dante Martin and his brother. Dante's been doing his singles thing for the last couple months. Whenever he's out there, they're like, yeah, he's doing great as a singles. They'll be like, I don't even think that he needs his brother when he comes back from his injury. But they never spoke about Brody even being injured. And it didn't hit me until he passed. And I was like, yeah, they never spoke and said, nothing was said like he was injured. He's out for a couple months. They just, in a sense, kind of didn't even write him off TV, just stopped talking about him.
Right.
They kept the Dark Order going.
Right.
Just never showed anything with him.
Yeah.
I think that was just it could be something, that he didn't want them to talk about, maybe.
Right.
Could have been, out of respect for the family. I don't know. It's hard because every company's different. Every person's different.
That's true.
Roman might have taken it as, hey, I'm a big name in this company. And at that time, I think he was on a little rise at the time. Was he the champ at the time?
He had to relinquish the Universal title. Yeah. That's when he finally beat Rock. Yeah.
It's one of them things where it's like, I got the belt and I kind of gotta talk about it. I gotta let I have to let the fans know why I'm stepping back for a little while.
Yeah.
And at the time, Brody actually had just dropped the TNT title to
was it Darby?
Yeah, Darby.
Okay.
It was set up. He wasn't supposed to drop it, but because of him being sick and he knew he had to take some time away, Darby was on the rise at the time, and the TNT title helped him get where he is now. So,
yeah, I mean, no, but I feel like it was shots fired, but I see it from both sides because I feel like, what I'm saying, I definitely agree with you. It's like it was either up to the wrestler or up to the promotion, but we don't know like what really transpired backstage to really say like who really made that final decision. Right. But I definitely see it from CM Punk's point of view of how there was a grounds of respect for the performer, of where he didn't want it to be known, and it wasn't known until his actual passing, So, which actually caught everybody off guard. I'm like, wow, like we all didn't know. Like we all didn't know, which was a sad thing, But I feel like but again, the reason why I says, because I feel like CM Punk again is but I'll leave that alone because CM Punk is in a better place right now. He's in a place where he's healing. He's in a place where he's trying to move, where he's moving forward, where he's trying to progress. He's trying to do as much as he can. And I definitely understand him when he made that comment about being somewhere where you work, where you have a passion, where you're passionate about something, you're doing something you love, and then all of a sudden, you hate doing what you love because of where you at and the people who do business, and they take that passion right out of you. And I definitely understand what CM Punk is saying. He's 100% right in what he's saying. Completely agree with him. And and it's a realization that he had to actually, take time off to really to come back and take time off to really heal and recuperate, to really, get that passion back. J Mac Mizzle.
What it do, what it does.
J Mac Mays in the place. Yes. So absolutely. I think so Jay, we talking about right now. I don't know if I could kind of pull you in the loop of the conversation. I don't know if you was watching, but kind of pull you in the loop of the conversation. But we was talking about I played a clip of CM Punk talking about why he chose AEW. He said one of the reasons why he chose AEW was because of the level of respect they have for wrestlers, especially with Brody Lee's passing, how Brody Lee had his sickness and how they the locker room kept everything under wraps. And then he also talked about how he needed time off to really, recuperate from feeling like he lost his passion, dealing with WWE, of course, and then now coming back and really having that time off to really kind of heal and, recover. So
honestly, like, and to be real with you, like I said, we all know, like, I'm a WWE fan. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of feel him on that. You know what I'm saying? And it's because it's not only because we've said every day, like, and I feel like we say it till we blow in the face. WWE creative is trash. Like, so it's like, if they need to fire their whole creative team and just start, you know what I'm saying, start fresh, because you have great minds in the company, you know what I'm saying? But you just don't want to use them, or you don't want to take their input on it because you think that is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because you can easily be like, you know what I'm saying, Vince can sit down and be like, all right, listen, Triple H, Regal, Paul Heyman, we'll bring in Eric Bischoff. You guys take the helm. I want you guys to come up with some great ideas. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, like, that would skyrocket to a whole thing. But it's like, but see, Punk knows if he went back to WWE, he would have been back in the same cycle. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, hey, what are you doing with my character? Let's do this. Yeah, at the end of the day, at the beginning, yeah, it'll be hype. You know what I'm saying? They'll have so much stuff for him. But after a while, they'll be like, yeah, nah. It's like similar to like having an ex-girlfriend. Like, you have an ex-girlfriend, when y'all get back together, it's great. You know what I'm saying? At first, that whole honeymoon phase, like, oh, I missed you. But after that, you're just like, yo, you cheated on me, chick. Like, like,
exactly. Anthony Cobbs is in the house.
That's how I would have went.
What's going on, fellas?
Oh, Ant.
What up?
You put a shirt on, man. You got the sexy pose. You came on with the sexy pose. You like this? I was like, what's going on?
I got Dolph Ziggler vibes.
He had the Shawn Michaels. You had the Shawn Michaels pose. He was like this. He came on. He was like, I was like, okay.
The Playboy pose.
The Playboy pose. Yeah, when he had the belt.
I had one night in Sunny just now, you know.
Oh, yo, you and Sonny, son. This whole Sonny thing is.
What happened?
I don't know what your infatuation with Sonny is, Ant, but we need to talk.
Sunny days.
Sunny days, man. Plenty sunny days to come, man.
Shaw got the. Come on, Shaw. You gotta have the big boy. What? You got the AEW title.
Hey, look, I can't afford the big one yet.
How much is the big one? Like 2 something?
Yeah, it's like 2 something.
Yeah, $257 after taxes.
That's not bad. It's cheaper than WWE's joints.
Yeah, they're like 3 and some change, aren't they?
Even on sale.
Yeah, like
Universal title is like $325, yo.
What? Nah, hell, that's $425.
How much is the the Winged Eagle, the original?
It's like $425.
The Eagle belt, the Eagle.
You got it's like $3. No, I think it's $399. But you got but when I get mine, I can always get them on sale. So they got to be $300 or less. If they anything over $300 and it's not a sale, I'm not getting it.
What's that? The old world titles, 3 and change.
Yeah, the one that
the Winged Eagle and even. Yeah, they're all 300. I think the Intercontinental was maybe like I think the Intercontinental was $299. So yeah, I think they're all about the same price. But the heavyweight and the Universal is like
which IC title though, the white one?
Yeah. I got my white one. It was $299, but I got it on sale. It was like $250.
That's the one I want.
That's a good deal.
It's the Shawn Michaels edition.
Yeah. Thanks to Cody Rhodes, he brought it back. But then, if we want to point fingers, what's his name? Shinsuke retired it.
The Winged Eagle
is how much?
$379. Yeah, I figured that.
$379. Yeah, that's like close to $400.
Yeah.
So guys, let's get into let's get into this topic. Is AEW WCW 2.0? That comment came up again, and people are talking about, wrestling fans are talking about this, mentioning is AEW WCW 2.0. Anthony Cobbs and Sean Keys. You guys have the floor.
Go ahead, Anthony.
No, I don't. No, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
All right. I don't see it being like I said to you the other day. Like, how is it WCW 2.0 when WCW was signing WWE guys? They was way past their prime. They was on their way out the door. Like, Piper had a bad hip. Hogan was losing his hair. Savage didn't know who he was. He was on E all the time. Luca just came for a check. Like, I don't see how. Like, it's better promotion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not better that, they don't have better faction. It'll be nothing better than the NWO, but I'm just saying, like, WCW was only putting on good cruiserweight matches. Their main events was horrible.
Yeah, the cruiserweight division was what really carried.
Yeah, the cruiserweight was keeping WCW alive in the late 90s.
And to be honest,
and like the mid-card matches, like whoever DDP was having a rivalry with, like DDP and Savage was golden. I don't care what anybody say. A lot of people don't hate that rivalry. A lot of people don't like that rivalry, but I think that was one of the best rivalries in WCW ever. It seemed like personal. You could tell, like, it was kind of personal, but
yeah, Macho wanted to
they had a great relationship off camera, though.
Yeah, Macho wanted to put him over.
But I can't say with AEW right now, their best thing going is their tag division. They've revived the tag team
they brought tag team wrestling back.
They definitely have.
And they have so many teams. Everybody, it'll never work. They got so many teams. But look, they making it work. Because I used to say that to Sean. Like, damn, Sean, we got a lot of tag teams, bro. This is going to get crazy with, like, one tag belt.
Who you talking about, AEW?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jay, because you got cut off. We're talking about is AEW WCW 2.0, and Anthony Cobbs and Sean wanted to talk about it. So before we start commenting or even give our input, I just wanted to, I wanted them to share their thoughts on it.
Yeah, like I was saying, our tag division is like deep, and I used to say to Sean, like, yo, I'm kind of worried, like. There's a lot of good teams that's not going to be on Wednesday. It's not going to be on Friday. But he was just telling me, like, yo, be patient. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's working. It's working. Mm-hmm. But besides that, I don't see it as not yet. Until they, I don't know. I can't even say what WCW did to go bad because there's more than one thing is what they did to go bad. So they did let the inmates run that asylum, though.
The only
I'm about to say I can come up with a couple things that need to go on. I can run down a list of things.
They did let the inmates. They did let the inmates run the asylum, but AEW's inmates seem like they sacrificing. They don't seem selfish. Their inmates don't seem selfish like WCW's.
And that was what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna get into. The only way it can really turn into that is, and we all watched the Broken Skulls with Kevin Nash, like you just said. The inmates running the asylum in a sense, where the NWO held damn near all the titles, and they had a stronghold on the World Championship, the TV title, the tag titles, you know what I mean? So
United States title.
Yeah, right now.
Only belt they didn't really have was cruiserweight. They didn't have no input on cruiserweight.
Like
right they did, because remember, Six had a cruiserweight title.
Yeah, but it didn't last that long, though.
So. I mean, the one thing is, right now the Bucks have the tag titles. Omega has the world title. But if you think about when they started, they easily could have gave Cody or Omega the world championship from jump. No, they gave it to Jericho. They gave the tag title, to someone else. Then they let the company, even through the pandemic, they let everybody else bring the company up in a sense. Then they were like, all right, cool. Let us grab this for a little while, bring a little more notoriety. And then, cool. I feel like at All Out, we're going to have new tag titles. New tag champs. I don't think Christian's going to be Omega for the AEW championship.
I don't think
I don't see that happening.
Because he beat him for the, he beat him for the TNA title. I doubt they're going to let him beat him for the AEW title.
But that's the only way I can see it being WCW 2.0 is that part of it. Bringing in the veterans, I don't think there's nothing wrong with bringing in veterans. Hell, WWE releasing them, they got to go somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So that,
and that's the part too, because it's different than WCW where back then, a lot of these wrestlers they wanted to leave. They were like, yo, like Nash and them was like, all right, boom, we out. WCW. It wasn't a lot of that back then. Like now, it's like WWE is like just giving everybody the pink slip, and it's like, all right, cool. Where do we go? Clearly, the competition
and I think that
AEW, if it's not going to be New Japan, if we're not going to help bring TNA or NWA up, or Ring of Honor, it is AEW. It's that shiny new car right now.
Right, and I was gonna say that too. Like, I think that's the only thing that I can compare. I can say that compares that you could say the AEW's new WCW 2.0 is from that aspect of them signing all the released talent from WWE. But at the same time, I think with you having Jericho in AEW, who was part of the WCW downfall, who we saying what led to their downfall and what mistakes they made. I don't think he personally would let that happen. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Of anybody, I know he'll be like, all right, listen, this is what happened with WCW. This is how WCW failed. This is not how, you know what I'm saying, how we're going to go out. You know what I'm saying? So, now,
And even
granted, yeah, I believe
you
Cody.
have a Big Show there.
Oh, yeah, Big Show. Right, Big Show too. Right, I forgot Big Show. Yeah, Big Show as well. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so, like, at the end of the day, yeah, you may have a lot of guys who have creative control over what they do and stuff like that. Yeah, great. But I think at the end of the day, you still gonna have, you know what I'm saying, the higher powers who have the final say. So like, all right, well, this is, and then it's like, then at the end of the day, it's a lot of young guys. So being that it's a lot more young guys, they kind of get it, you know what I'm saying, because they have the new current mindset when they come to wrestling. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Or you know what? I think that might work. Where WCW had a lot of older guys was like, no, that's stupid. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that also, you know what I'm saying, probably plays a part in it as well.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys. I'm gonna throw it out there. So, because I know, like, because that's pretty much what they have in common. It's the acquisition of wrestlers who left a former promotion going over to a new promotion. Do you guys feel like a guy like CM Punk, a guy like Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks and Omega, people who have some level of power and some level of power of booking, would have some level of influence over Tony Khan in a similar way that Nash, Hall, and Hogan had the same level of input? Because they have the same kind of power in the same respect. They kind of wield the same kind of power.
I think not. Right. And I think Nash, Hall, and Hogan, I think they was bullying Bischoff.
Right. Right. And see, right. And see. I believe that. But see, at the same time, I also feel too, like, you know what I'm saying, Jared, like, I mean, so we have, like I said, as I said in my statement before, we have younger minds now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Punk may be like, yo, I need to get the belt for this. And, you know, Jericho or, you know, Cody, they'll be like, all right, well, you get the belt, all right, cool, but does it make sense? Or, you know what I'm saying, tell me that, like, your reasoning, or, you know what I'm saying, like, explain it to me. Now, if it makes sense, they'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But if they're like, yeah, nah, well, how about this idea? And see, Punk, like he said in the interview, he sees a lot of guys hungry. So you know what I'm saying, he has a passion, but at the end of the day, he's been world champion. So it's like, I don't think, but for him, I don't think belts is that important anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just he just wants to have that passion and love for wrestling. My bad, I got distracted. But
yeah, and that's the thing. But
yeah, I parked up and I just saw something run by. I was like, wait a minute.
I was telling y'all earlier, I don't see them putting, like, it makes sense because, like, hey, Punk is on the rise right now. Let's put the belt on him. But then it's a plus and minus to that. That's just like putting the belt on Black right now, putting the belt on Andrade. When Daniel Bryan arrives, putting the belt on him. I wouldn't put the belt on any of them yet.
It's cliche.
Not saying they shouldn't be champions,
but not right away.
They definitely should be at some point while they're there.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't initially in the first, like I say, in this first 6 months of any of them being with the company, I wouldn't do it. It's too predictable. It's too predictable to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think for certain people should get. I mean, certain people at certain times should get it. Like, say for instance, like CM Punk being here. Right? Matter of fact, let's take CM Punk out. Like Adam Page, right? Adam Page has been wrestling with the promotion for like the last year, right? He comes back, he fights Kenny Omega, he gets the title. It makes sense because he's already built some level of, you know, rivalry and something like that.
Yeah.
Right. He has a history with him.
Exactly.
So it makes sense. one thing I do like about AEW, I will say, is that they are definitely nurturing their storylines. Jurassic Express, I'm noticing how they're nurturing Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with their tag run, like as they're being built to fight the Young Bucks, like they're working their way up, or they're working through the ranks of fighting tag teams who are, who could possibly be potential tag teams to hold that belt against the Young Bucks. But it's like they're not just saying, all right, we're just going to give it to Jurassic Express. We're going to have them work until they build that, that fanfare, and have them, because they lost on Dynamite, right? They lost on Dynamite, Pentagon.
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix, right? Is that right? So now
I know. Look, Si, I know. Look, I know you was upset. I know how much you love Luchasaurus, and you want him to have a belt as soon as possible.
Oh God! Oh man, I was like, no.
He's growing on him. Luchasaurus is growing on him. I'm telling you, he's growing on him.
He is.
Listen. I'm not going to deny talent. I know talent when I see it. And the last two matches I've seen from Jurassic Express were good. They were really good. They were really, really, really good. They were impressive. I was like, yeah, this is the first one was really good. The first one was really good.
What was the first match you saw from them?
Well, it's not the first match I've seen, but the first full match that I actually watched and paid attention, and that was the week after last.
I need this.
Who did they fight? I think they fought Party. Was it Party Next Door?
Pillman Jr. Private Party. That was a good match.
Private Party. Yeah, that was a good match. Yeah.
And that was a dope match. That was a really dope match.
That's Sean's favorite team right there. Private Party.
I like Private Party, bro. I just think they need to leave the Hardy family office.
They just need a whole wardrobe.
They should, but that's
they will.
That's why I feel like if you watch them before the Hardy family office, I like the way they dressed. That was fine.
I hate them.
If they would have kept that going into the Hardy family office with the heel thing, I like them better as heel. They're fire as heels. I just don't think that. I don't like them with Matt Hardy.
They dress like they work valet at the hotel.
Like TH2. I like TH2 with the Hardy family office. I like the Butcher and the Blade with the Hardy family office. I just don't think Private Party fits with them. Personally.
Okay. All right. If you guys are joining us live on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment in the comment section below. We will respond to your comment. If you guys are catching us live on YouTube, give us a subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell for notifications every time we go live. Also, drop a comment in the comment section below. So how do you guys feel about like so you guys think that CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and any of those guys, you think none of those guys will have some level of influence to where because this is how I see it personally. I think that AEW and WCW has a lot of similarities in the sense that you have former wrestlers that came from WWE going over to a new promotion, right? And then you have these three, megastars having influence with the head of the promotion, right? And that's the same similarities they have because Kenny Omega, CM Punk, because CM Punk didn't sign no crazy contract where he didn't have some level of controlling the booking. You know what I'm saying? Like that Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks that they helped build AEW. Tony Khan is the primary investor. But at the same time, I know that they have some say. Jericho as well. They have some say. So those are the similarities I see. So I mean, my thing is, I'm gonna just say this and let you guys talk. I'm gonna say this. I say this that I believe that they're trying to work to not be WCW 2.0. And all these wrestlers who do leave WWE, they need somewhere to go. If it's not like Sean was saying, it's not New Japan Pro. If it's not Impact, it's AEW, which is the shiny new car, which is that new promotion that's trying to be built up to be a mega brand like WWE, and it's well on its way. But you can't help but think that these guys do have some level of influence with Tony Khan in some capacity.
So, listening to you talk, it made some chime in my head. The biggest difference is WCW wasn't created by former wrestlers. It was, created by, Ted Turner wanting to get into wrestling compared to the Bucks, Omega, and
Cody.
Cody. Them challenging what's the guy that I forgot his name, but when he basically said a bunch of wrestlers couldn't put together a show and sell out the place they did it at, or put a successful show together without it being backed by, WWE, somebody, a big machine like WWE, and then their first show they did it. It was backed by, they funded the first show themselves, they booked the first show themselves. And then that grew into AEW and Tony Khan seeing what they did. Tony Khan being a wrestling fan. I don't even know. I never really looked at the story of who brought Tony in. I think it might have been Cody. I'm not.
I think it was the Bucks, wasn't it?
Was it the Bucks? It might have been the Bucks.
I think it was the Bucks. I think he approached the Bucks or something like that after their contract expired with
Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference to me is just that part right there. Where it's like Tony coming in isn't like Ted Turner. Ted Turner didn't have any control over. He was just the money. He was the money. He handled the TV deals and that stuff. He might have signed the he was signing the paychecks. He okayed certain money, but it's a little different than with Tony and them. It's more like they brought Tony in as a friend. He's not even like another boss, even though he's the VP and they're the EVPs under him. It's like all of them are on the level, same level playing field when it comes to booking, to calling shots. Like they easily could put themselves over every match.
Right.
Easily. But it's like they know the talent they have. They see the talent they have. And the fact that the talent believes in the development. That's just like somebody like Kiera Hogan coming in right now. Kiera Hogan goes from being one of the top females in TNA, which right now TNA is probably third best promotion.
Right.
Yeah. So she goes from being one of the top women wrestlers to coming into AEW and being like, all right, cool. I'm a jobber. I'm a jobber for right now. But she's a bitch.
Yeah, but how do you feel about that though? I'm sure that wasn't her choice.
It might have been though. I don't know. I don't like it personally because I feel like
honestly
side, they're still not giving their women's division the respect it needs.
They don't.
I've watched it. They have a lot of talent in their women division. I think them and TNA have two of the best women divisions.
Better than WWE.
Yeah, WWE's is cool, but when you really look at the matches, AEW, even some of the women you've never really heard of, they get in the ring and they go. TNA has some dope women. Ring of Honor has some good women. NWA also. I watched that Empower pay-per-view over the weekend. It was great. It was great. It was up there with WWE's all women pay-per-view they did. Like those like it was right there with it. So I don't know, man. I can see the big difference between AEW and WCW as far as them really wanting to cultivate their talent for them to grow. Compared to with WCW, they was burying everybody.
Yeah, it was.
They were burying everybody. In good matches though. They would get buried in some great matches, but they just got buried.
Yeah, they lacked the development of building new stars, and the only new stars they really were able to build were Buff Bagwell, DDP, Booker T,
Eddie
Guerrero, Chris Benoit.
Outside of that, if you think about it, when WCW folded, outside of the main big names that went to WWE, everybody else kind of just disappeared and stopped wrestling because there was nowhere else to go except for New Japan. And New Japan take a lot of them.
Yeah. All right, so I got a question for you guys to throw on the table. Again, if you guys are joining us, right now. Drop a comment in the comment section below. We will respond to your comment. If you guys are catching us on Facebook Live, drop a comment, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a smiley face. If you guys are catching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. Also, drop a comment in the comment section below. We will respond to you. If you are just shouting out, if you're just watching, just tuning in just for the conversation, let us know what city you're watching from, what town, what state, what country. This is the question I'm gonna throw out there because I definitely agree with you, Sean. Like Cody Rhodes could have easily been AEW champion, and I've watched how Cody deliberately goes out there, puts on great matches, and he's all about the talent, and he's all about helping the talent build themselves before that honorable day comes. I really want Cody to get this belt, but they're definitely all for building talent, and I'm watching how they're nurturing talent, and they're just not slapping the belt on anybody. They're just pacing themselves as to who they think the money person is. You know what? Before we even get into that topic, but my thing about Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega. Let's go.
Thanos. He's losing the Infinity Rings.
Come on,
his mic skills. He's about to say something about his promos.
Come on.
Yeah.
Omega, man. You need to step it up, B. Come on, man. Listen. I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. If I'm watching this promotion of buy-in, and this guy is my world heavyweight champion, I'm measuring this guy to every world heavyweight champion that I've watched and every world champion that has pulled me in. And Kenny Omega is not doing it. His gimmick and what's going on, like the whole thing he got going in the background with the guy spraying his belt all the time. And it's funny.
You gotta watch BTE, man.
Funny, but it's not Flair, it's not Hogan, it's not The Rock, it's not Austin, it's not Triple H, it's not CM Punk, it's not I'm gonna say it's not John Cena. He's not getting on that mic.
We have a John Cena reference. Wait a minute.
Right.
Listen.
Social media era champs are way different. So the one, and I know.
Come on, that's an excuse, Sean.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. So if you watch a lot of BTE, a lot of stuff that the Bucks do, that Kenny does, their whole little group, it all makes sense. If you don't watch their YouTube vlog, then I understand exactly what you're saying. I promise you, I fully do. From that standpoint, what you're saying does make sense. But a lot of it is, if you're watching the BTE vlog for the behind the scenes stuff, a lot of stuff that you see on Dynamite, on Rampage, makes a lot of sense.
See, and that's the thing. It's like that's the place where it matters. Like it matters on broadcast TV. Like, yo, I'm tuning. Like, what's AEW? And then I see the heavyweight champ. He comes out, and then he gives me like a half promo, like a barely good enough promo, and I'm like, bro, like, who is this guy? Like, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? His promo is not even that good. Kenny Omega, he's not selling. You know what I'm saying? He's not selling for me. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, when I was a kid, I hated Flair because I'm like, who's this flabby old man that think he could wrestle? And he's horrible. He gets the whole match. You know what I'm saying? Hit you with 2 chest chops, a thumb to the eye, knocks you down, and a chop block, and then he puts you in the figure 4. Match is over. But when I started to really get into wrestling in my teens, and I went back and started watching Flair's old promos, I'm like, yo, this is gold. I could literally sit here and watch a bunch of a compilation of Flair's old promos, like literally for like 30 minutes straight and not get bored because it was just so entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like when I look at Kenny he was the hottest free agent on the market. He was like the hottest free agent on the market, and AEW acquired him, right? So it's like, show us why you are the hottest free agent. Yeah, we know you put on great matches in New Japan Pro, but you're going to put on great matches in New Japan Pro because you have these guys who work, even twice as hard as you do. So they're going to make you step up your game. and they're going to make sure you look good. I've seen Asuka fight matches where she made people look good. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a testament of how they wrestle in Japan. But my thing about Kenny is like, yo, give us something that identifies with you as being a great champion, or give us something that really stands out where you can be measured as the best. Because right now, you understand it. When Jericho got that belt, he sold it. The champion, tip a little bit of the bubbly. Like he had it going. He had something going. John Moxley, he was the rebel. He had something going. John was all right. I mean, yeah, but John, yeah. But my thing is,
But okay, wait, before you get that, can we all agree that John Moxley should change his theme song?
No,
he does. He does.
That
I
wild
hate
thing.
it. I hate it. I hate that. I hate that daggone. It's so
Major
cheap.
League. Major League is one of the best movies ever. First off, Ricky Vaughn. First off,
It's a good movie, but that theme song for him is not working.
Who?
It fits him though.
It comes up. It looks cheap to me. It looks cheap. It just
Whose theme song?
John Moxley. Wow.
Oh, nah, that's a hit right there.
Oh.
The crowd loves it, bro. The crowd sings it just as much as they sing.
AEW has like the best entrances ever, yo.
I don't know about that. I don't know, Ant. I don't know. I can't agree with you on that.
When Jungle Boy music hit, it's like a different vibe, bro.
Outside of Jericho,
Jungle Boys is fire. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Jungle Boy's vibe is different. That theme music is different.
When that no, that's crazy.
Oh man, come on, y'all, man, come on, man.
I mean, we can agree Jericho has the best song in all.
Ever.
I agree. I
can
sort of agree with that.
Whose theme song is better than Jericho's right now?
Triple H. Oh, you said right now? You said right now.
Period.
Nobody's singing Triple H's theme music when he comes up.
The only person
I do. I still sing.
Yeah, I love it. The only person there's only two people that come to mind as far as right now that has the best theme music, and I feel like it's hard to top, and that's Dolph Ziggler
and Eva Marie.
What?
And
Roman.
Eva Marie. Dolph Ziggler. And
Roman, head of the table.
Roman. Right, Roman.
Really?
The way his music starts off. But I like Judas. I mean, I'm not a fan of the theme of the song. But
every time I hear Roman Reigns' theme song, I think about when all the Avengers die. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Yo,
Seth has dope. I like Seth's music too. Seth is dope too.
Yeah, but y'all need to stop. We need to stop sleeping. First off, we gotta stop sleeping on my man Cody too. My man Cody theme song is fire.
And the Gorillas are destructive.
Yeah, the God entrance is golden, yo.
That song when it comes off, bro. They might have top 5 right now.
All right, but let's get into this, right? This is the last topic before we close off. There's no news and rumors right now. I posted a couple of articles in the Wrestling Talks and Thoughts page and group. If you guys are watching, you guys can check out some of the articles. Also, follow the links to the website. Check out some of the news and rumors if you guys are not familiar with what's going on. But there's some things going on. But this is a topic I would definitely like to talk about. I was talking to a friend of mine who watches wrestling with me, and we had this conversation. And I want to bring up, John, you already know what it is. Sounds like, yeah, your wife. All right. And she made a comment that I thought was very interesting, right? And it just leads me to this topic too. She said that, and this is her opinion, she feels like CM Punk will not deliver. She feels like CM Punk, she said she feels like once the hype dies down, that CM Punk is going to have to deliver, and he may not deliver to the expectations of some people.
I don't think, and I actually agree with her. I'm going to be real.
Really?
He's been out of wrestling for so long.
Really?
We don't know what kind of shape he's in.
Right.
We know Darby goes. Darby is, I don't know, man. Darby might not have been that person for that first. I get why, but he also might not have been the person for that first match back.
Right. Now
Because
I feel
think about Andrade, right? Andrade didn't even sit as long as Punk. His first match on AEW was kind of bleh. His first match in AAA was kind of bleh.
Okay.
I forgot who he wrestled in AAA for his first one back, but even that one was kind of
Wasn't it Del Rio?
No. Was it? Yeah, it was. I think it was. And Del Rio looked better than him, and that says a lot.
Wow.
So I think with Punk sitting out so long, I don't know, man. He hasn't had. I feel like he needed a warm up match to just go in his first match back. He should have had a dynamite match, a rampage match.
no, because you want to boost as many sales for that pay per view as possible, and the fact that his first match is on pay per view, you don't want to spoil that or ruin that on a dynamite match. You know what I'm saying? So,
True. But I don't think it's gonna. In the beginning, I don't think
what I
his
think he
first
should
match is
have.
gonna be Punk of old.
Now, what I think he should be doing, honestly, now is having like a lot of dark matches that's not seen by fans. You know what I'm saying? Or not video. Like just have regular matches with a lot of the talent now, so therefore he can get his flow and get everything back. You know what I'm saying? So therefore that first match, because I don't know, like I feel like honestly, to be real with you, and it goes back to WWE. Like so, in a situation like this, like with Punk, for his first match back, he needs to be in the ring with the storyteller. You know what I'm saying? So if Punk was to go back, let's say if he was back in WWE, his first match should have been against a Triple H or Shawn, who can carry the match or sell it. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, even if he makes mistakes or he slips on something, you know what I'm saying? Like they can carry, and you don't really notice it too much. I don't know if Darby Allin can be that storyteller for him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel his first match should have been against a storyteller, and this is kid.
No, I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I felt like if he went back to WWE, his first match should have been with Seth.
With Seth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Seth. I'm gonna tell you right now, Seth has made me a fan, yo. I was not. I mean, always liked Seth as part of the Shield, but when he went solo, I was a Roman's fan. I always loved the Shield, but my solo pick was Roman. When Seth turned heel, I was like, all right, he's okay, he's good. But as far as like right now, is where he's at as far as storytelling and how he's putting over talent and what he's doing, Seth has made me a fan. I can't even not be mad if Seth got the belt.
Even the stuff he did with Ray, the stuff he did with Black, like, bro, it was dope.
Yeah. But he definitely needs to go. He definitely needs to stick to that Monday Night Messiah gimmick. That was gold. That was pure gold.
Seth needs his own faction, man.
He does. Seth, and you know what? That's the thing. Seth should have been the head of whatchamacallit, the Retribution. He should have been the head.
That would make sense.
That would have made more sense.
Because he would have had the star power to pull off, bringing Mace and T-Bar up, and the other lady, and even Mustafa Ali.
Did you say the other lady?
Mike.
Mustafa
Ali. You better put some respect on your name, brother.
To be honest, I like Mustafa Ali. I think he's a great in-ring performer, for real.
Yeah, you're right. It's just about him finding the thing that works for him, and him being with Seth would have worked. Him and Seth would have worked. Just like Buddy Lee. I mean, Buddy Murphy. I said Buddy Lee. Buddy Murphy and Buddy Murphy and Seth, they work. Like they really work. But yeah, Zabba, do you guys think that CM Punk needs to be AEW champion to draw?
Nope. No. I mean, I already commented on it, so
what about at some point?
I think his name alone is a draw. Period.
Okay, at this point, but when do you guys think that he should at some point hold the belt?
Yeah, and I said
next year at the next big pay-per-view.
I don't think in the first 6 months, like I said, I don't think him, Andrade, Black, Daniel Bryan once he comes, if Braun Strowman comes, their first 6 months in the company, I don't see it. Unless it's
Yeah.
something where the story makes a lot of sense that they came in, like you said with Adam Cole.
Mhm.
There's a history with him and Omega that is before AEW.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's like Cole coming in and feuding with him off jump, him feuding with the Bucks. Because that's why I said if you've watched BTE, the way they wrote him off was Adam Cole had poisoned Nick Jackson.
Okay.
And then they, around the time he was leaving,
Mhm.
they poisoned. Omega had this whole idea to poison him back, and he poisoned him back and killed him off of BTE. That was when he left and went to WWE.
Okay.
So the newest episode of BTE, which was yesterday, they were teasing this whole like reviving a dead BTE member in a sense.
Right.
And that's why I say a lot of stuff that they'll do on TV, like they have that following that watches BTE, that it makes sense. So the whole Adam Cole thing, him coming in and beating Omega for the title, there's a big story with
So who beating Omega?
Adam
Cole.
Cole.
Adam Cole. Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they got history, man, like years of history.
And the fact that he would have the title and Britt, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna put, everybody knows they're together, so they're gonna put him and Britt,
He's
Britt
like
and him together.
Sean, he's one of the only guys that pinned Omega in the singles competition, right?
I believe so.
So, because if Cole comes back, Cole would have to. They would have to still build the feud for people who are new to their feud to kind of like get on board
to keep it going.
right.
In a sense. Warm it back.
Like I was
Right.
telling Sean, to bring Cole back is like bring him back in the elite, but have him destroy the elite while being within. Like how they did AJ Styles with Aces of 8 when they was
Or
in
how
TNA.
MJF.
All right, y'all, I gotta run. My battery about to die.
All right.
Or like how MJF tried to do with
The Inner Circle.
Yeah, with the Inner Circle, the same way. So
Okay.
can we talk about
See that happen? Like bring him being the elite, but have them being the elite killer within being the elite. You know?
Anybody notice that there really hasn't been any inner circle togetherness in like 2 months
Lately.
Everybody's kind of doing their own thing in a sense. Like Sammy has his matches and his feuds with the Pinnacle here or there, but then you still got MJF and Jericho. They still got their feuds, but you don't.
And I don't know where's Swagger been.
I think he has an MMA fight coming up. From what I know, because he still fights MMA also.
Okay.
So
okay, these are on the side. So I mean, yeah, right. Didn't Jericho have his own faction? So like they just kind of dispersed. Like I mean,
they're like all doing their own thing, but they're all beefing with the Pinnacle though.
Yeah, everybody has a beef with the Pinnacle.
You got Sammy with Sean Spears. You got FTR and I still call him LAX, but
and Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, Swagger and Warlord.
Yeah, they still apparently
Blanchard and Conan.
Blanchard and Conan.
Oh, so did you guys hear the news about Tessa Blanchard possibly signing with WWE?
Yep,
they've been saying that.
Yeah, with NXT.
She needs to go to AEW.
I think Tessa needs to go straight main roster. I wouldn't even NXT her. I mean, that's the only thing I hate about Vince, man. Vince don't care what you did over here.
Yeah, he don't care.
A lot of times that's the dumbest thing to do.
It is. The only person that kind of really mattered to him was AJ, and that was because he did AJ's in-ring work.
But like
he regrets not signing AJ 10 years ago.
But Joe is another one. I don't think Joe going to NXT was great, but I don't think he needed to though. If you as wrestling fans, we watched TNA. They feel like WWE fans only watch WWE. We watch TNA.
They do.
Joe was gold, bro. Joe and Angle had some of the best matches. So it's like him going to NXT helped him when he got up. But Shinsuke was another one. Shinsuke didn't need to go to NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I will say there were a lot of people who didn't know who he was. So he did for that point of like getting his name out there for them to know who he is. Same thing with Oscar.
I don't think Robert Roode. I don't think Robert Roode should ever been in NXT.
Yeah, nah. I don't think so.
But you know what? I think part of them being in NXT was Triple H seeing the value in them that Vince didn't see.
Yeah, I think that was like Triple H shoving it in Vince's face, like, "Look, hey, I told you."
Like you guys are great. Yeah.
I like the whole thing with NXT though to bring them in to help that younger talent.
Yeah,
bring more light to the. That's why I said I don't like the new creative that they're going with now, because it's
the only reason why I like it because I got a feeling that old boy gonna show up sooner or later. What's his name? He was security guard. He was security guarding when Cole and Parker might. I think he might show up now with the rebranding and them going back to getting new faces. I think it's just time to show up.
That new class.
USA. Look, USA asked for Brock, right? Well, let's give him Brock. You know.
You talking about the kid that looks like Brock?
Yeah.
I like that new class that they got at the PC Center though. Mm-hmm. That new class is dope. I mean, you got the youngest.
Yeah, that's gonna be something special, yo.
Yeah, you got the youngest Fatu. You got whatchamacallit's son. You got Daryl Dawkins' son, which was crazy.
Bill Buchanan's son.
Yeah, Bull Buchanan's son. That class, that's a nice class if they pan out the way they're supposed to.
Well, I mean, we're in the hands of Triple H and Regal, so Triple H, Regal, and Shawn, so they're going to definitely take care of them.
Yeah,
I think that Fatu, I see. If that's the same Fatu that I seen, that kid is, he's going to be.
And then, like I said in the chat, I'm interested about The Rock's daughter because you really don't hear a lot about now the stuff you do hear. They say she's doing great, but you just don't. You would think because that's The Rock's daughter, she would have got fast tracked,
right?
But you would hear so much more,
right? But I think they're trying to take care of her to make sure. They're trying to make sure that she is where she needs to be, so that when she does get on the right track, they're probably gonna push it to the moon. Like, all right, we want you to be A1. We want you to be like another Charlotte or another another Oscar or another
But
Bianca. You know what I'm saying? Like
when you're the kid of certain wrestlers, it's like your expectations are
a lot higher. Yeah,
a lot higher. I mean, the only ones that we really didn't care about was DiBiase's son, or like with Cody.
Well, DiBiase's son didn't look like he cared at all. He looked like he didn't care.
Yeah,
he looked like he didn't want to be there
with Cody. Like Cody and Dustin, you're Dusty's sons. You have no choice but to live up to here if you're gonna be in wrestling. So it's like being Jordan's son, and you decided to play baseball.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on you, and it's a funny thing. Is like I felt like they could have been a magical feud between Cody and Randy Orton that they missed.
Mm-hmm.
They missed that one. They missed it so hard, and I'm just like, yo, I could see it right now. I could see a Cody and Randy Orton main event in WrestleMania. Like this is not no brainer.
Especially now, Cody's in ring.
What?
Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, headlining.
What in WWE 2K20?
I'm saying a possibility of it happening.
No. They could have had something like that because, like I said, Cody. I think Cody needed to leave though, just like with Drew. Drew needed to leave WWE. He needed to get fired.
Why do y'all like Cody so much? Please tell me why.
Cody's great, man.
I've always liked Cody.
He's a phoenix.
Yeah.
Cody's a phoenix. He's a phoenix.
He's a pigeon.
Come on, Ant. Come on, man. Yo, listen. I'm gonna tell you why Cody's so good. Right? When I seen Cody, aka Duck Boy, the first time, right? I was like, all right, but when I see Cody the first time, I was like, all right, this is Dustin Rhodes' son. I was like, they got Randy. I'm like, Randy's already to the moon right now. And I looked at DiBiase and I looked at Cody, and I was like, DiBiase has the look, but Cody, I think Cody got the talent. And as time went on, right? And as time went on, when Cody character started to develop on his own, I was like, okay, I don't watch it too much, but then when he started to do the whole gimmick where he injured his face and he brought back the white Intercontinental title, I was like, this guy is in tune. He's tapping in to character. He's tapping into something that works. He's giving us a gimmick or an image that works. And that's one of the reasons why I like Cody so much. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the thing that got me into Cody. So when they gave him the whole Stardust gimmick, I was just like, all right, hopefully this is temporarily until they build him to be a new superstar. Because
wasn't that his idea?
No, I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't. WWE pushed it.
I thought that was his idea to tag with his brother.
He wanted to tag.
I mean, once they gave it to him, it's like, all right, cool. Let's put it. I'm gonna be real though. As much as stupid as it was, he made that character be bigger than they probably thought it was going to be. Because Stardust was over. If you want to be real, he was definitely over. It was stupid as hell, but he was over.
He was over.
Like, and that showed his star power right there. That's why he left, because he was like, bro. And when he left,
that was it. That's all he needed. And it was just like everybody was watching him on the independents. What is he doing? He's in Ring of Honor. He's in New Japan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When he left, I was keeping my eye on him, especially when he showed up and became the American Nightmare and then the club. I didn't like how they just put him in the club right away, though. Like, that pissed me off. I'm sorry if I could say that or not, but that made me angry when they put him in as the leap, like right there at the top of the club right away.
But they did the same thing with AJ, if you remember.
Yeah, they did.
But AJ paid his dues, yo.
Did he?
Cody paid his dues.
Oh, come on with this Cody stuff.
Okay, how did Cody not pay his dues? How about that? That's the question.
He wasn't. AJ's former world champions put on great matches with Joe Angle. He even made Jeff Hardy on pills look good. Like,
what did he do? What did he do New Japan wise? Because his first night he was in the club. The only person that honestly paid their dues is Jay White.
Yeah, Jay White.
And
speaking of Jay White, is he the number one contender for Christian's Impact title?
No.
Is Jay White an Impact?
Yeah.
He's not officially. He's still New Japan. It's just the forbidden door is open for basically all the promotions right now, except the WWE. They're the only one that won't acknowledge it.
Okay, so Jay didn't officially sign, because I assumed that if Jay was going to go to Impact, that they were going to put the title on him.
Nah, he's just there, like basically recruiting now. Like he's building like a Bullet Club in TNA.
Yeah, it's like because I'm pretty sure you sign a contract with them to wrestle, but it's like it's not an exclusive contract. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm surprised they put the belt on Christian, because it's like, is he?
Yeah, because they bought Jay White, and I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah, because even with Christian, it's like, okay, he's over here primarily on AEW.
Right.
Now, is his AEW contract only this long, and now he's gonna finish out with TNA, or?
Because they said he's all elite, so that means, it has to mean he signed that contract. I mean, I would assume.
I think he needs the food. I think Moose needs the title back, man.
I think Moose needs the title.
Moose is gold, bro. If you watch him from when he came in to where he, even body wise, like he was a little.
I like him in Ring of Honor. I like him in Ring of Honor
when he first came in, and then he toned all that up. He has that look now.
Okay, but
he's what we wanted Ahmed Johnson to be.
But was Moose an official? was Moose an official TNA champion?
So he was the TNA champion. And Rich Swann was the Impact champion. They honestly didn't recognize the TNA championship. They kept it around for story purposes, but from what I remember, they honestly didn't recognize him as the TNA champion. That's why he was the only person that had the belt. Even when he defended it, he didn't lose it.
Right.
And the Impact one was the only one that was kind of going around from person to person.
Right, because that was the official title.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why they went ahead and when Christian got it, it was like, all right, a vet OG has the title. All right, let's lay it to rest now and just have the Impact title.
Yeah, they need to put that title on Moose. They should have been there a long time ago.
Moose is probably the golden, either him or I like Sami Callihan too. I think Sami has a great gimmick.
He's kind of chubby, right?
Huh?
He's kind of chubby, right? Sami Callihan?
Yeah, you can't really tell too much with his ring gear
He
because
got like a Kevin Owens built.
yeah.
Right. Okay. I've seen him before. I didn't think he had so much of an appeal. I was like, I seen him.
Have you watched the match with have you seen the one with him and Tessa?
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah. I seen that one. Yeah, I seen it. I was just like, I don't know, he got buried. I felt like he got buried because it was Tessa. Like, he got beat by a woman. Even with Brian Cage, I felt the same way. I was like, Brian Cage losing to Tessa. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, that wasn't believable.
Yeah, it wasn't at all.
Her beating Sammy, I'm like, okay. But her beating Brian Cage, I was like.
Right. I felt like Brian Cage in real life would have like folded her up like a freaking like a shirt. Like a fresh shirt, like two or somewhere.
But that's why I said she needs to go main roster.
Yeah.
That's who Charlotte needs to feud with. There's a history there too, if you think about it. The Flairs, the Blanchards. Right,
the Flairs and the Blanchards. Right. Yeah. And that'll be perfect.
There's a history there. And I'm sure WWE Creative is gonna do what? Drop the ball.
They're gonna drop the ball because her father is in AEW and then they build
technically he's nowhere right now. From what he said Sunday night on NWA. He's a free agent. He can go where he wants, and he's gonna show up everywhere.
Okay, so explain to me about this whole thing with Nick Aldis and
All right, so I watched again. Me and you talked about this before. Like I watch wrestling, so I've been paying attention to NWA probably the last 2 years heavy. They've really, like you were saying about AEW and the story building. Yeah. They've been doing the same thing in NWA with certain people. With Pope, that's how Pope got the TV title. Same thing with Trevor Murdoch now getting the NWA title. It's not even the feud with Aldis. It's just what they've been doing.
Pope is still wrestling?
Yeah.
He was a dope character.
Yeah, like
D'Angelo Pope, right?
He was dope. Yeah. He was dope. Yeah.
So they've been building Murdoch, and it's so crazy because you think of the old Murdoch from WWE, and you're like,
yeah. When I seen him with the title, I'm like, wait, what's going on, Murdoch?
It's crazy because a lot of people that they've signed, even Chris Masters.
He beat my boy, right? That was in TNA, right? The one I always asked you about. Murdoch beat for the belt.
Magnus.
Magnus.
So yeah, it's like
I think Triple H. I think he should have been NXT, yo. Magnus should have been NXT after he left TNA, man. I was kind of mad that they didn't bring him through NXT. I would have brought him over James Storm any day.
I'm honestly surprised Nick Aldis didn't sign with anybody other than NWA. To be honest, because
it's not about the money no more, yo. With these wrestlers, yo, they just want to go out
with characters.
And that's what we were telling you, Sal. Like signing with WWE is great.
Yeah.
But if you realize a lot of people come back when they're a little older and they know they can't go as they did. Look at Morrison. Morrison made his money with on the independents, to be honest. Right. But he came back to WWE because he was like, all right, cool. I'm at the end. Let me get this big paycheck real quick.
Yeah.
And then go off in the sunset. And I respect
I got a question for y'all. Y'all see Jericho doing that?
No. I think Jericho ends.
Yeah, I think Jericho's done.
You see him coming back, like retiring with WWE though?
Nah.
Even though, like he said, him and Vince still talk, they're still close. Right. I think he's gonna. I don't know how they're gonna do it as far as putting him in the Hall of Fame or in the Hall. Yeah. But I see him ending with AEW and then becoming an announcer.
Yeah,
because I don't know. I think MJF beats him at All Out.
I hope not.
But I think he does. And I think Jericho even knows he's at the end.
Yeah, I'm trying to hear Judas mind live, man. The
purpose of the 5 labors, him wrestling a few people he might have wanted to wrestle, as far as like him and Hoovy having that last match or stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think Jericho's definitely at the end.
Yeah, I think that was definitely an homage to his career.
Yeah,
I hope he does. I need to see him in New York, man. I need to see him.
I think Jericho's done.
You gonna see him at the end.
It was definitely heartbreaking just how he was handled in WWE because it was like he was there, but then he wasn't there. Like it was like
That
he was
whole
there,
list,
but
and
not
it's so
there.
crazy, bro. That whole list thing, it's like, if you think, not even just him, look how everybody's last run with WWE before they left and went to TNA, went to Ring of Honor, went to New Japan. And it's like everything went up for them. And it's like, why can't that? And that's my whole, that's always been my gripe with WWE is why can't what I'm doing out here be brought inside?
Because
Right.
Vince want to be in control of everything, bro.
Yeah, Vince wants to be in control.
And
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
sad part because people like AJ.
Mhm.
If you let AJ really do what he does, those
Yeah.
matches would be so much better.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
much better. And it's crazy. That's why a lot of people, that's why right now, like I watched that interview with Moxley, that's why he didn't want to re-sign with WWE. That was his main thing. It was the creative. It had nothing to do with the money. He said, yeah, I could have re-signed with them, took the big payday, and been unhappy for however long I signed that contract for.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
he said, I'm going to end up making that money anyway because of my name. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to New Japan. I'm going to go to, Ring of Honor and show up at this indie show and, all of that. And it just makes more sense.
Yeah, I think Finn is going to leave.
Finn, you think he's going to be released?
Do I think he's going to leave? Leave or be released? I don't think he's going to be released. They're not going to let him go.
Only way Finn doesn't stay is if, like with the Revival, like how they threw the tag titles on the Revival right at the end.
Yeah.
But the Revival was already mentally, they were already done. Them getting the titles didn't mean that now. Because it was at the wrong time. It's like, oh, you're giving it to us now because you're afraid we're going to leave.
Right.
They're going to do the same thing with Finn. It's going to be near the end, and it's going to be too late. I don't think he has a bad taste with them though. I think
I think Finn is there to stay. I think
Finn might be one of them lifers in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can tell who's gonna leave. To be honest, like I thought Dolph and Rude would be out as soon as their contract was up. Because I
thought Rude would have left quicker than Dolph.
Think so? Yeah, Dolph is. I think Dolph is loyal to Sawyer.
Yeah, Dolph is loyal. Dolph is loyal. He made. I think he made that clear. Like. He's trying to work his way back up to being seen as a main eventer. And
how long can he? How long is it going to take, though? Dolph is not getting no younger, bro.
I think if they put him on Raw,
Dolph is not getting no younger. It's like they're going to wait until what?
I think you got to put him
43, 44 years old.
I think you have to put Dolph on Raw for that to happen. Though.
Yeah.
With that SmackDown roster, I can't see him beating Roman, but I can see him beating Lashley if that makes if it makes sense. What I'm saying,
right?
Like I can vision him beating Lashley.
I would love to see him and Roman go because Dolph could sell, man. He'll make Roman look like a
he would.
He like would. A real life superhero.
Yeah, that's true because I can see Dolph. I can't see Dolph beating Roman, but I could definitely see him beating Lashley or having some feud with Lashley. Like I could see Finn. I can see Finn beating Roman.
Yep.
I can see that being a possibility. I can see that happening.
He got to pull the demon out, though. He got to come out as the demon.
Right.
I need him to unretire the demon. I need him to unretire.
Like, they should make it like this. Look, when they fight Friday, you have Roman kill him. Like, have Roman destroy Balor just to bring the demon out. Like, oh, Balor's dead. Yeah. Oh, Balor's dead. And then all of a sudden, the demon comes out from underneath the ring or something. Like,
yeah,
because Extreme Rules, we need Balor and Reigns in a ladder match.
I have a question for y'all. And this, no. So as far as the women's roster on Raw, right, and Alexa Bliss, do you think they missed the opportunity to put the women's title on Alexa?
Yeah.
Or is it still? Or can it?
Should have did it when Bray was there. They should have had him and her. They should have had him and her champs at the same time.
I agree with that. But
that would have been
I also think even after WrestleMania, when she kind of turned on Bray a little, that was the time to put the title on her. That was the height of what she was doing with her character.
And they just closed the book on that chapter like it never happened once again.
That's true. I think managed right, like managed properly. If the Fiend would have never lost to Oldberg, he would have never. They would have never put, they would never put Goldberg over on the Fiend, and the Fiend would have continued on, and then he would have gotten Alexa, and then Alexa goes on to win the title, the women's title. Like, the energy would have been so much better. It would have been so
better than what it is now, because it's like
better.
everybody. It would have been way better than what it is now, because it's like everybody's like nobody. Alexa's not getting that pop that she was getting when, even though there was no crowd there.
Because they got her feud with fucking Eva Marie.
Yeah, even when there was no crowd there, but on the internet, everybody was loving Alexa. But now you got Eva Marie on there every week. I don't know for what reason.
For what? Taking up airtime for no reason. But the same way they booked Roman to be consistent with the title is the same way they could have booked the Fiend. I don't get this. Like, it was like they could have did that for Raw, and Raw would have.
I'm confused on what they building on Eva, man.
Because they don't got the same writers doing on both shows.
Yeah,
and it's evident. It's evident that the SmackDown writers, they need to take one of them, both of them, something.
Yeah, I actually liked SmackDown for the first. That was my first time watching SmackDown in a while, and I actually liked it. Even though I don't know what they're doing with Brock, like I'm confused. Like that was his time to come out. Like
I think Brock's gonna end up on Raw,
and then Finn Balor comes out. Are you gonna wait till Extreme Rules to have Brock interfere in the match, and then he disappears again?
I think with the whole thing with Fox and USA being upset about a lot, I honestly think the original plan was for Brock to come in and him to feud with Roman. And there's a story there. We talked about that before. It's a story there because of Paul Heyman.
Yeah, we've been spoke about that.
But with USA being in an uproar, now it's like, and they have to move Brock over here for that feud with Lashley. And I don't think, even though Brock might have already signed that contract,
I think Fox was pitching out more money to Brock, yo.
And I don't think Brock is happy. I honestly don't. And it's like now he's stuck because it's like, damn, I done signed a contract now. Now I got to go over here and I don't want to. I don't want to go to Raw. I want to be on SmackDown. I want to feud with Roman. I like what Roman's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
I think that was the only way Brock was going to come back. I think they had plans of him going to Raw and facing Lashley. And I think Brock was like, nah, that could wait. Roman is hot right now, even though Lashley's hot, but him and Lashley Lashley's gonna be champ for a while. He might be champ until WrestleMania.
Him and Lashley.
I'd rather Brock and Lashley at WrestleMania than at Extreme Rules or
here's another question.
Survivor Series.
Is it too late for Lashley and Brock? Shouldn't that should have happened?
Yeah.
It's been happened though, man. I look at
but I like the build that it's going now because they both mentioning each other in interviews.
It's Goldberg and Undertaker. It's Sting and Undertaker. It's too.
You think so?
It's too hard.
It's still a card. It's like because I feel like it's the ace in the hole. It's like, all right, you know what? We need a main event. We need a main event for Mania. All right, we already have this situation going on with Brock and Bobby. Like these guys have been like kind of like throwing subliminal jabs. Bobby's been throwing subliminal jabs. Let's throw this out at WrestleMania. Boom, we got a main event
at WrestleMania. If you got Brock and Lashley and you get Roman and Rock, that's the best.
Look at the storyline you can have with. Look at the storyline you can have with Brock and Lashley. They have never been really on the same show.
Right.
They've always been kept apart. Right. One's been the man on the show. They both been the man at separate times. Like you got to bring the two colossals together and just. Yeah. I think it would, if Brock gave us old Brock, like I would watch like Brock versus CM Punk type match with Lashley.
Yeah.
But I still to this day I think that's Brock's best match since he came back out of retirement.
The one he had against CM Punk?
Yeah, SummerSlam, the no holds bar match.
Yeah. I still feel like my favorite Brock matches were when he came back was the triple threat match at SummerSlam where it was him, Seth, and Cena, and his SummerSlam match against John Cena where he just beat the hell out of him, like beat the life out of Cena. Like,
if you watch his matches with Braun, you'll be like, those was kind of great matches too.
James Darnell says, "What's going on, fellas? But I read the Usos and Roman supposed to turn on Paul. Interesting.
I like
they are building that. On
So
Friday,
they
you see
turn
how the
on Paul.
Usos were
What do you
saying.
want to do?
On Friday, you see how the Usos were saying that Paul knew
Paul's
that
gonna-
Roman
Paul's
was in
gonna crawl,
Vegas.
Yeah.
Paul's gonna crawl
They
back
knew.
to Braun. I mean Brock.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna come down to like a text message in Paul's phone from Brock or something. I think it's gonna come down to like kind of like how when Kevin Nash came back and attacked Punk, and he tried to say Triple H sent him a text message.
Yeah. Right. But all right. So if the Usos and Roman turn on Heyman,
Yeah,
they just kind of like roll together.
Yeah, the bloodline. It's still the bloodline. Paul's not part of the
I think
bloodline.
the only way that's gonna happen, I could see Heyman turning on them.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
Like how he did the Brock at Survivor Series against Big Show.
Yeah. Either way, I see it happening just because, like, with them really creating the bloodline now, even with that promo picture they got out there, it's like they're in the front and Paul is kind of in the back.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's even foreshadowing that a little bit. So
Yeah,
I can see it.
If that happens, though, does that mean Roman's a babyface again after making him one of the best heels in the last 3 years?
No, he's still going to be a heel because they're bringing Brock to be a babyface now, which I like.
Yeah, but how would that work?
I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it, because how long is that gonna last? Like, Brock is the babyface. Who else is gonna fight Brock besides Bobby and Roman?
How long did it last? How long did it last when he was feuding with Angle?
Right. It only lasted for like 3 months or something.
After
like that.
WrestleMania, it was like, and then they had the rematch at Backlash, and then he was back to killing Taker.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It didn't last long. So I really think that the best investment, because Brock is not really a heel. Like, Brock is really he just an anti-hero. Like, Brock is a mercenary. He's out there to do what he wants. James Darnell says it's not gonna last. Brock is just there to do what he wants. Like, he's in there just for Brock. Like, he don't care if you're heel or face. He's gonna pummel you. Like, that's just what his whole objective is completely.
Now, look, the other question I got now: what if the Rock and Roman don't work? What if it doesn't work out? What if it never happens? Where do you go with Brock? Who do you put Roman with at WrestleMania?
Okay. My answer is the person you put. All right, I have two people. There's only two people I feel like can really fulfill the WrestleMania.
Outside of Finn Balor, though.
Outside of Finn Balor,
yeah.
Seth Rollins. Seth.
When they haven't had a one. Have they had a one-on-one match before?
Yeah, and Seth
that finished like without Seth cheating, without Seth.
Yeah. When Seth beat him for the World Championship, and then the same night, Dean Ambrose cashed in on.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, cashing on Seth, right?
Yep. That was the only night, the first time ever, like all members of a faction held the title. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, you said Seth.
Yeah.
Who would you go with, Sean?
Hold on. What was the question again?
If the Roman and Rock thing never happens, right, for next year's WrestleMania, who would you put to fight Roman outside of Finn Balor?
I got somebody else.
Two people. Give me three.
Kevin Owens.
I got one more person. But I'm gonna see if Sean or one of you guys are gonna say him. There's only one more person I would say. I got three people.
Are they already?
Finn Balor.
Huh? Are they already on SmackDown?
Mommy gave my
I don't want to give it away because I feel like if I tell you what show they
y'all be surprised at my three.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, that Samoa Joe will be one of mine. Shinsuke Nakamura second, and third Cesaro.
They need that title back, man.
Cesaro
needs. You're gonna give Cesaro his moment. Why not beat on the grand stage ever? Yeah. He deserves it, man. Like a lot of guys, I would like to see him and Dolph win the titles on the same night. Something like that, give me another Eddie Chris Benoit moment, man.
Does Big E cash in on SmackDown or Raw?
On SmackDown, I think Big E is going to cash because he's on SmackDown.
I think he's going to cash in, but I think Baron Corbin's going to interfere for him not to win.
Man, you know what?
I hope that don't happen.
I think Big E's going to cash in on Raw or Lashley because of Kofi. If it's the story,
right?
If they're properly building that story in the background, that's the way you go. And
I think
black people.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to see him cash in on the NXT.
Then you get 2 black males fighting on WrestleMania for the World Championship. Just like you had last year with the women, you get it with the men.
Right. Wait, what did you say, Anthony?
You don't think it would be like a twist if he cashed in on Samoa Joe?
Who, Big E?
Yeah, he's a former NXT champion himself, yo.
Nah, man, nah. Why would you want to pass up the opportunity of being world champ over NXT champ? I'm not saying that the NXT champ is a bad title. Hello.
Well, that's where he started from. You understand?
Yeah, but I mean, come on, bro. It's like world champ is legacy, man. Like you have the opportunity to be mentioned in the same breath as Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Macho Man Randy Savage, Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino, Pedro Morales.
I just don't like. I just don't hope they put Corbin.
Ric Flair.
I hope Corbin doesn't ruin his cash in, man.
You said what?
I hope Corbin doesn't ruin his cash in because that's what it looked like it's headed to after Friday.
Yeah, I was getting that too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, didn't Corbin hit his luck change and he's like a millionaire or something?
Yeah, he's like a techno DJ now or something. I don't know. He's playing techno music and he's dancing. I'm like, yo, come on. I thought the Lone Wolf was coming back. That's what I thought. I'm like, oh yeah, Lone Wolf.
Yeah, you definitely gonna see. I feel like that storyline because I was thinking the same thing about Big E cashing in on Bobby Lashley because of what happened to Kofi Kingston, and then also
Big E and Kofi
have a match with Xavier because Xavier is by himself, and I think Bobby's going to have a match with Xavier, and I think that's when we're going to really see oh yeah, they're going to really push that story with Big E cashing in on Bobby because I think Big E's going to cash in on. I feel like Big E's going to cash in on Bobby. It makes sense.
Is Kofi hurt again?
I think so.
Yeah, he started. Yo, they might cut Kofi, yo.
Nah, they ain't gonna cut Kofi. Nah.
He's been getting injured a lot lately this year.
But I don't. He's not
during the pandemic. Remember, he wired his jaw.
But remember, he's not Braun. He's not like Braun injured a lot. Braun was injured a lot. Like soon as they're ready to get.
Yeah, but you got to look at it though.
Braun
was carrying a lot of weight, man, and he was doing things. He was trying out new things in the ring that a guy his size should practice a lot before you do it. You know, like when he started leaving his feet, I predicted. I said, "Oh, something bad about to happen with Braun." He's doing this big drop kick. He coming. That's 340, just dropping down. Like I'm like, I don't know. He should have stuck to just being a big man. But I understand what he's trying to do. But Braun does get hurt a lot, and Braun is truly missed, hurt or not. I felt like him being hurt, he could have still been a big factor on Raw. Like remember when Stone Cold was hurt and he was just coming out attacking people. When I come back, I'm gonna get my Intercontinental title back. This and that. Like they could have had Braun doing that. They could have had him been champion and then have him give it up due to injuries, and then just have him come back every week interfering in WWE title matches until he was healthy again.
Yeah, they could have did that. That would have made a lot of sense.
Hit him with fake suspensions, like, oh, all right, that's enough. You're suspended for 60 days. And then when the 60 days happen, he comes back, he's healthy, he's eligible to go. Boom. They could have did that with Braun. Like, they just think that everything the answer is, just release him and bring him back.
Yeah, that's true. And it isn't necessarily, I don't think it's necessarily the best antidote either, but they definitely could have did that with Braun. A lot of, because he's a big guy. Like, he don't really need to do much in the ring in the first place.
Yeah,
that's true.
James Darnell says, Big E may shock everyone and cash in on Roman. He also says, not to go off the subject, but didn't y'all hear anything about Daniel Bryan signing a contract with AEW? Yeah, we spoke briefly about that already.
I haven't seen anything officially from AEW that he has signed. But I mean, from what everybody's been saying, it's already a done deal.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Yo, you know what I think? After reading what he said about Big E, I think Big E will cash in on Roman, and it's gonna go back to, remember that segment when Paul Heyman was telling him that he was like kind of too soft, he needs to let this beast out or whatever he was saying to him. Like he was saying on Talking Smack when he was telling him, "Oh, you got so much potential, this and that, blah blah blah." I think it's gonna go lead to that somehow. I don't know how, but it makes sense now because I thought about that promo that Paul Heyman cut on Talking Smack, and then Big E went on to win the Intercontinental Championship after that.
Yeah.
But what if Big
where
E?
I'm trying to go with this?
What if Big E? You mean like Big E going with becoming a Paul Heyman guy? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. I can't even lie. That's crazy. That in itself is crazy. Like that's like a yo. I gotta see this. I have to watch this. Like I have to watch it. I have to watch SmackDown. Like
and just let Paul Heyman be his mouthpiece. Just let Paul Heyman be his mouthpiece.
Word. Yeah. That in itself would be crazy. All right, guys. We thank you for joining us. If you guys are catching us live on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, give us a smiley face, give us a share this with all your friends so that next time we go live, they can join us, all your friends who love wrestling. You guys are catching us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, give us a comment in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe buttons. So for every time we go live, you guys will get a notification on YouTube of whenever we go live, so you guys can join us on a live. Again, I am your host, Saheem the Dream.
I'm your man, House of Black, man.
The cult of personality.
Yes, and we will see you guys later.
Woo!
Peace.